Hi, Mrs. Hooper's class. Hey, this is going to be fun. We're going to be talking about mixed numbers and improper fractions, and we're going to be doing it by thinking about playing with Legos. Yay! I love Legos. All right, so this is the key stuff that you guys need to be aware of. Okay? Notice right here, if I tell you, if you had a whole bunch of Legos and I said, hey, guys, I need a stack. How many individual Legos make up one complete stack? So here, count with me. I'm going to touch the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one stack, you would have, for one stack, you need all 8 out of 8 blocks. So one full stack means that you have 8 little blocks stacked on top of each other, so 8 out of 8. Then I tell you some of the stuff that we're going to build. We need a partial stack. Well, a full stack has 8 pieces, so when I'm talking about the partial, we have to keep it in the same terms. So out of the 8 pieces there would be if you had a full stack, how many Legos are stacked on top of each other for the partial? So count with me again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in one whole stack we have 8 out of 8, and in one partial we have 5 out of 8. Now you guys, we could end up building something really cool, so stay with me. This is really important. We're going to go to the next page. Okay. Can you guys remember back what I just said just a second ago? And did you count? Remember, one whole stack? How many Legos did we have in one whole stack? Oh, we had 8 out of 8. So one stack equals 8 out of 8. And how many did we say for the partial again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yes. 5 out of 8. Okay, I want you to stop thinking about the numbers for just a second. And I want everybody to close your eyes. Yep. Everybody close your eyes for just a second. Now think really hard and imagine that you're going to be in a movie. Maybe you're going to be in a movie about Legoland. Now think about what costume you would want to wear if you were going to be in the movie. Okay, I'm sure Mrs. Hooper will ask you about it later, but right now, don't blurt out. Okay, now think about you. So you go to the movie set dressed as you normally would in your cool clothes, right? And then, to get ready to play the part in a movie, you change into a costume. Did your personality change? Did your name change? Did anything else about you change? Did you magically get taller or shorter? No, you just put on a costume. So guess what? Mixed numbers, improper fractions are just like you going to the movie set dressed as you, and then you getting dressed up for the movie in a costume. They're the same thing, but they look differently. Mixed numbers and improper fractions have the same value, but they have a different costume. Okay, so this is the skinny on how you tell. So when we want to know how many whole and parts, we're talking about a mixed number. So if I said to you, hey guys, how many whole stacks do I have? And what would you guys say? You would say we have how many? Correct. You have 1 whole. Oh, and how many is in that partial? Yep. And you have 5/8. Oh, so we would just say 1 whole and 5/8, or 1 and 5/8. That's the mixed number. We're mixing wholes with parts. Mixed number. Then if we want to change its costume, so that's its everyday wear. Now if we want to change its costume, we're going to change it into improper fraction form. They're my favorite, so I'm going to give them a superhero voice. Okay, so this is the key thing. I'm going to change the color to red to make sure. The key thing that you always have to think about is how many total pieces does one whole stack have? How many total pieces? It has 8 out of 8. So that's the one whole. And then we have to include the partial. So we have 8 out of 8 plus 5 out of 8. Here I'm going to put the equal over here. But in case it's difficult for you to know, remember when you add fractions, denominators must be the same, and the answer will still have that denominator. And this is why. For improper fractions, we can just go ahead and count all of the eighths. Here's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. Then we come over to the partial. 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, 12/8, 13. Oh, look it. 1, the whole, plus the 5/8 is 1 and 5/8. That's the mixed number. Improper fraction, we're just counting up all the individual pieces to give us 13/8. But that's how you would do it. So let's go to the next page. Okay, remember, when we're talking about mixed numbers, we're mixing up how many wholes and parts we have. Whole things and partial things. Well, how many whole things do we have right there? We have 1. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. So, that's one costume. Now we change to the improper fraction costume. Remember, one whole object had 8 pieces, so 8 pieces still go in the denominator. And then we simply add the whole, the 8 out of the 8, so 8 out of the 8, plus the partial, 5 out of the 8. So we're still talking about pieces of 8, so the denominator stays in the answer. 8 plus 5. Some of you know that fact, have it memorized. Some of you would need to figure it out. 13/8, and guess what? They have the exact same value. Usually we use mixed numbers when we're talking about recipes or measuring things. But guess what? When you get into advanced math, you're almost just going to use improper fractions unless you're talking about a recipe. So keep in mind that improper fractions and mixed numbers, the value is the same, but their costumes are different. So I'm going to have you guys practice. So remember, if it's in mixed number form, you count how many holes. How many holes do you see right here? Yep, 2 holes. Now you have to look in each of the holes, how many total pieces are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know 5 is going to be in the denominator. In the partial, how many do you have out of the 5? Yep, 1/5 or 1/5. So the mixed number costume is 2 and 1/5. Now the improper fraction, remember this key number, the denominator, that will be also the denominator in the improper fraction. And then you can use addition, or if some of you struggle a little bit, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the improper fraction form. But if you wanted to be a smarty pants and impress your parents that you can add fractions together, well, look it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 whole is 5/5, because 5 out of 5. Oh, we have another whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 over 5 plus, oh, we have just this lonely 1 out of 5. Well, notice when you add fractions, the denominators stay the same. So we're going to put an equal sign. And then look, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Ta-da! Improper fraction, superhero. Mixed numbers, perfect for cooking. We need mixed numbers so we know how to prepare food. So there you have it. So now, without pictures, I'm going to see if you can, maybe you could do this yourself. I'm going to give you help with the first one. Then I'm going to, maybe Mrs. Hooper will help you with, will have you do the other two. So, oh, look we have to look at the denominator. So we know that whole pieces will have 2 parts. 1, 2. That's one whole one. But this says that we need to have 2 of those whole. Oops, and then here's a partial. How many of the partial do I have? Well, I'm just going to fill in one of them. So now, if we change that to improper fraction, remember the denominator, it's going to go in the denominator. And then what would go in the numerator? Well, you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you could say, oh, well, there's 2 out of 2 plus 2 out of 2 plus, ooh, don't forget the 1 out of 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Ta-da! Now you guys maybe on a piece of paper or together as a classroom do the other one, or if you're doing this as your own homework, maybe you guys could do that, and then Mrs. Hooper could show me your work. Now we have one more thing before I let you go. We have improper fractions that you get to change back to their costume of mixed numbers. So look in this one, I'll do the first one for you. Still, it's going to be broken into 2 pieces. So I'm just going to keep drawing things that have 2 pieces until I think that I have 5 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I need one more of those. Oh, so now I have 5 halves. Here's a whole thing broken up into 2 pieces. That's the 2 pieces. Here's another thing broken up into 2 pieces. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when we change it back to a mixed number, you ask yourself, how many whole pieces do I have? Well, here's one whole. Here's another whole. What's 1 plus 1? Yep, you got it, 2. And then how much do I have left over? How many out of those 2 pieces do I have shaded? 2 and 1/2. So there you have it. You guys are done. And I think you should be good to go. I'm going to go back to the beginning and think about Legos. Think about toys that you could actually, or little stacking blocks that you could actually take mixed numbers, convert to improper fractions, and back. I hope you guys have as much fun as I do doing this. See you later. Good luck, guys. Bye.